Welcome back. We have a author joining us today from North Vancouver. He just arrived this morning. He's in town to promote two of his books. Lawrence Verigin, welcome to Midday.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
And welcome to Kamloops. It's dry here now, but it won't be later. So we're going to have the rain that you're having right now in the North Van.
And you guys need it. So
yes,
that's
we do.
Great.
True enough. Anyway, you are an author. You are writing a book, a series of 3 books. You've done 2 of them. The next one's due out in the spring. Is that right?
Actually, it'll be out next fall.
Oh, good for you. Okay. We've got the first 2, though, Seed of Control and Dark Seed. Which of these 2 came out first?
Dark Seed, this one here.
Okay, so this one came out first, and then Seed of Control came out second, and you have a book signing tomorrow at Chapters, which we'll talk about in a minute. Essentially, you write thrillers with socially relevant subjects.
Yes, I try to, or my objective is to write books that are entertaining, fast-paced, and people hopefully enjoy the story, but by the end kind of go, well, I wonder if this is actually really happening. Right. And they're all fact-based.
So let's start with Dark Seed then. What is the thing that's going on in this book that could actually happen?
Well, it's basically about a journalist who's asked by a scientist, a retired scientist, that wants to write a memoir about his work on genetically engineered food and how the agrochemical company that he worked for is manipulating his research and basically not doing good things with it for kind of control and greed, and how the journalist goes on in uncovering what really happened and how the company that is responsible for it will basically do anything to make sure that the information doesn't get out.
Which is absolutely, unfortunately, something that could happen.
Yes.
And then Seed of Control.
Seed of Control takes off where Dark Seed ends. And by this time, the journalist has a team of scientists that are with him and an ex-oil tycoon that wants to do good in the world now. And they find out that what happened in Dark Seed is only the tip of the iceberg, and there's a much bigger plot or scheme involved.
Awesome. And then will the third one feed off of the second one?
Yes. The third one is basically about how we have all the information from Seed of Control about the plot, and then it shows how it unravels and how the people that are trying to manipulate the food and pesticides and all these other things, how it starts to backfire on them because it kind of gets out of control. That's why the book is going to be called Beyond Control. Okay.
Where did you get your inspiration from?
It was actually from my father. It was about 15 years ago. I grew up in Grand Forks, and I went to visit him, and he was upset about them putting fish genes in tomatoes and how stupid it was, he was telling me. And I thought, you know, that might be a good book idea. So I did some research. Back then there wasn't a lot of information, but I looked at it and went, you know, this is something that could be a really good book, and the bad guys in real life are the perfect villains. So it kind of took off from there.
That's awesome. What kind of response have you had to the first 2?
Quite good, actually. Both books have won awards. And they're my first 2 books. My background isn't writing. It's in marketing, so I had to learn how to write.
Good for you.
And they're doing quite well.
If you had to learn how to write, you obviously have a knack for it. Nobody just hauls off and publishes 2 books, right? So you obviously are good at it. But this is something you've always wanted to do then, is write books?
It was a bucket list item.
Good for you.
So, but now I'm hooked, and I think I'll write for the rest of my life.
Is that right? So the first 3 are the first 3, and then you might go on to do other series.
Yes, I'm right after the 3rd book is out, or when it goes to editing, I'll start another series. Series seems to be what fits for me.
Yeah. Is it the same characters that follow each other then in the stories?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's told through the journalist's eyes. He's the protagonist, and the whole story is through his eyes.
Sounds like very interesting material, and I understand that you're in town for tomorrow. You're going to be at Chapters having a book signing. What time are you there?
They're from noon till 4.
Okay, and your people are invited to come down and pick up a book, get it signed, and talk to you a little bit?
Yes, that would be fantastic. Even if you just want to talk about writing, people are welcome to come.
All right, maybe you'll write about golfing sometime, because I know you're doing that while you're here too.
In the second book, I have a couple golf scenes.
Oh, you do?
So yeah, that was the most fun to write.
I bet. It came naturally to you.
Yes.
We'll enjoy your golfing today.
Thank you so much.
All right. Lawrence Verigin joining us on Midday today, and he will be at Chapters tomorrow for 4 hours. If you would like like to go down, check out his books, tied to the real world a little bit about the things that could happen that we don't want to, but something to think about. So great material here. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, very welcome. LawrenceVerigin.com as well as his website if you'd like to get a hold of him.